this might be a hot take, but some of y'all are getting frustrated when you're communicating with others, and it's your fault. At least some of it is your fault, because there's things you might be missing that's contributing to them not understanding what it is that you're trying to convey. At the end of the day, you're frustrated because you feel like you didn't get your point across, or that they weren't listening. A couple of things to consider. These are things that I try to consider when I'm communicating. It doesn't matter what I am at this point, but let's get into it. First, have you missed the clues? People share lots of information and communicate things with you without saying a word. And a lot of times we miss them just because we are seeing things through our lens. We are like just hoping that, we're making a lot of assumptions. Basically, we make a lot of assumptions. Humans do it all the time. Are you missing the clues that show you that this person is capable of hearing and listening to the things and understanding what it is that you're trying to say? For instance, does this person have a history of listening to other people? When you're around this person, and I'm assuming that you've been around a person at least a little bit, have they had a history of listening to other people when they're speaking? And I mean, like, not just hearing the words, but actually listening to them. Are they generally considerate of others? Like, it's not saying that they gotta like throw themselves under a bus for somebody, but just like considerate of other people's feelings, their thoughts, differences in opinions. Just listen to other people. Second, you might be assuming that other people should know. Like, anybody to me that just automatically thinks like, well, they should know. Like, nobody has to know anything. Like, they really don't. Sometimes they just can't. They don't have the ability to know because they come from a completely different walk of life than you. Lastly, you assume that they care, right? And it's not saying like maliciously. It's just like I like Harry Potter. I can't just assume that other people care about Harry Potter, about the things that I like plants. I like plants. I can't assume that somebody else cares about plants. Obviously, they can, right? Like, I can assume you should hold the door for somebody that's behind you. You can make those assumptions if you want. If you do, you leave yourself vulnerable to being frustrated about something. At the end of the day, honestly, it's a choice to engage with someone in any sort of conversation. Sometimes people say things to me and they say one thing that like, I'm like, oh, this person, I'm done. And then I choose to not keep talking to them. Like, it's a straight, you're right. And then I walk away. It's always a choice. So like, hopefully this helps. You don't end up frustrated.